I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Oh boy. Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor, and what a fantastic day it's been. Especially fantastic for some that got rainfall, right? I mean, it's been much needed in the area, and for some folks, they can definitely say they got a decent downpour. That's one of the things we're tracking, our rain chances continuing overnight. But some other stuff that we're looking at here at the Room to Room Weather Center will be the better chances heading into our Wednesday. You see that at the top of your screen right there. Definitely going to be a highlight for a few of us heading into our Wednesday afternoon, but a disappointment for others. Yes, we'll be tracking the latest on those rain chances here in just a moment. Temperature-wise, no matter where you're at, they continue to climb heading into not just tomorrow, not just the next day, but we're talking well into the weekend as well. And the Perseid meteor shower, I know that's something we are all eagerly awaiting for. So if you're willing to stay up late tonight, at least a few of us should get a good look at that sky. And of course, if you get those looks, make sure to submit those pictures here at the Mississippi Live Weather. Submit those on the app. We love our weather watchers out in the field. Now, I forgot to take this 20% off at 11, but we'll modify that here at the break. I want to say that we are staying dry for the most part overnight. 10% chances move in by mid-overnight, talking 3, 4, 5 a.m., lingering into the early part of our morning commute. And you can see 75 degrees as we head out the door. So a mild start to the day. It's summer. That's right around average for this time of year. But that mugginess, definitely going to feel it in those early hours. But I do want to say, if you're like the Maynor household and you need to get that lawn mowed, well, go ahead and do it in the early morning hours, and hopefully some of that rainfall by the afternoon brings some much needed moisture to those roots of that grass. But taking a look outside right now on our North Mississippi Storm Chaser cameras, Tupelo coming in with 82, still feels like 90 at 10 o'clock at night. So kind of a brutal forecast for us when it comes to the heat. And whenever we hear it's only getting worse from here, well, it doesn't really get us excited about that extended forecast. Dew point still around 75 degrees, so we will continue to cool off overnight. Just still going to be a pretty mild for this time of year. 77 feels like 77 there towards 8 Beautiful night sky there. Hopefully getting a few breaks in the clouds to be able to enjoy some of that meteor shower forecast. And Batesville coming in with 81 feels like 86. So mugginess affecting all across our viewing area, not just in one specific location, but that's just that moisture that's building in from the Gulf further into our area. Same thing around Kosciuszko, 79 feels like 82, dew point right around 75. So temperatures will continue to drop, just not going to be those cool starts like what we've had here earlier on this week. Mississippi Live Weather Radar, if I track this out over the last 6 hours or so, that should give us a little bit of that action that was happening out there in the Delta. Actually got a great video submitted to us by the North Mississippi Storm Chasers of a cold air funnel there towards Cleveland. Something we'll take a look at here in just a bit, all the more reason to stay tuned. But that's really the extent of our action we got here in North Mississippi. You see those showers popping up along the Delta, a few isolated pockets here towards the east side of our viewing area. But overall, a dry forecast heading overnight. We jump to now, and we do have that little batch of moisture back down around Columbus and Starkville. So I know we have our resident Starkville person right here with Caleb, and he looked at the shower and said, woo, rainfall. Well, that should be all of our reaction, getting that little bit of rainfall, because even this can make all the difference. The thing is, with this forecast, if I zoom this back out again, what we're seeing is a shot from very far away, because we're still looking out of our Memphis radar site. So these showers were looking very high up in the atmosphere, so unfortunately that doesn't give us the best view. But as we cycle this back over the last few scans, we can definitely see that those showers have been sticking around just a bit. So let it cycle on through. Are we going to get lucky? There we go. So popping up there towards Artesia and Mayhew, just basically right along Highway 45 and Highway 82, there towards the Columbus, or should I say the Lowndes and Oktibbeha County line. So that's what we're watching. That's the extent of the moisture overnight, that 10% chance. Well, there you go. But a few of those rain totals, whenever we talk some of those, Cleveland was definitely the highlight, like I was talking about, with 2 inches over a very short time frame. That was a downpour that just circulated just like that and then cycled out of the area as quickly as that snap went. Down around Atala County, 1.13 inches, and even on the backside, about a half of an inch. We jumped down around Greenville, half of of an inch, and then a few trace amounts. Well, I say trace, 0.42 inches. That's not too bad over there towards Tunica County. We talk Lafayette and Panola County, about a ½ inch as well. So it's not too shabby, but you look at the rest of us and we're seeing 0, trace, not any chance of rainfall. So it's been a dry day for most of us here in North Mississippi, but better chances moving into our forecast tomorrow, something I know we're all looking forward to here in North Mississippi. What we're watching is that frontal boundary, just how close that gets to North Mississippi to supply some of that moisture. The closer it gets, the better our rain chances get, but we're not expecting that to move over our area, and definitely not expecting the cooler temperatures behind it. So unfortunately, we're not getting every benefit with that front, but hopefully at least circulating it a little bit more of that moisture. Now, rain chances dissipating out overnight, and that's one of the things I want to point out before we get into our futurecast models, because some of those models overnight are a little bit optimistic on those rain chances. I primarily want to point out, you look at Memphis and the southern end of Tennessee, no shower chances as of this point. So some of these models that like to throw out a few of those rain chances, that's where they're circulating in from. And you see some of those showers by 1, 2 a.m. popping up right around Memphis. And that's the thing, that's that 10% chance. We're not overly high on that forecast, but could we see 1 or 2 showers overnight? Definitely possible, especially as that batch of moisture moves through Senatobia and on into Marshall County. So that's the extent of our rain chances, still primarily north along the Tennessee state line. But here's one of our more optimistic models on getting that frontal boundary as far as Jonesboro towards our Wednesday morning. That's going to circulate in a little bit more of that moisture, but you can see where the moisture is residing. I mean, still going to be southern Alabama. We have this low that's forming off there towards the Gulf. We basically have it right there. I'm going to put an L there to signify low. And whenever we get a low, it has that counterclockwise rotation, so a lot of that Gulf moisture circulates into the area. So we will get some of these bands that try to wrap around some of that moisture, but this frontal boundary is going to be the big driver in that forecast, supplying us with those rain chances. So hopefully it's more rather than less, and hopefully those chances go even higher than 40, but 40 seems a good roundabout number right now, especially with those afternoon rain chances. I'm going to step to this side of our screen because over the next 24, this is the site we're all looking at, that 30 to 40% chance of rainfall moving into that mid to late afternoon. So have that rain gear picking up the kids from school. Don't expect it to be raining because then disappointment more than likely will come. But we are being a bit more optimistic about our rain chances for Wednesday. Just with the setup in the atmosphere, it does seem like our outcome might be a little bit better. One of the things we're tracking here in the next 60 is some of the latest model runs on those rain chances. We're also walking you through that meteor shower forecast and, of course, taking a look at what happened in Cleveland this afternoon. All of that coming up right here on Mississippi Live Weather in the next 60.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Laupon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Laupon has proven himself trustworthy.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Welcome back into Mississippi Live Weather at 10. We're going to start with some damage that happened over there in Cleveland. This was submitted from Tracy, and that is a carport that you're seeing on your screen right there. And Cleveland was definitely the hot spot when it came to weather. While we believe this came from microburst damage, or basically those winds that whenever it's a collapsing thunderstorm, those winds jut out, and then we get some damage that happens right here, especially with some of those loose structures like a carport or a garage or a canopy of some sort. They definitely start to get those winds underneath, pick them up and then take them away just a bit. But we also got a great shot from the sky. Take a look at this. This is a shot there in Cleveland this afternoon, a shot from Adrian there in, it was submitted from the North Mississippi Storm Chasers in Cleveland. What you're seeing right there is a rope-like structure on the edge of that cloud base, and that is your cold air funnel that happened right there on the right side of that cloud. Now, cold air funnels, they form beneath weak thunderstorms. They have that that basically causes that convection, especially with the cold air aloft, and they could produce anywhere up to EF0 type damage, 85 miles an hour. So we can definitely see damage come from that. Not the case today. It was not a cold air funnel that caused that. It was more than likely a microburst beneath that thunderstorm, but still a cool sight to see, and you don't get to see those every day, and they usually form on fair weather days like similar to what we had today, because that sunshine's able to get through, warm up the ground, and cause that convection to bubble up there in the atmosphere. So a great shot there, and just a big thank you to the North Mississippi Storm Chasers for providing that to us, and also a big thank you to Tracy. I hope you guys get this carport fixed as soon as possible, but we're grateful it was structure rather than lives. We want lives to be safe here in these circumstances. But across the rest of the area, we did get some great shots of those clouds. Andra, I believe, they're in Columbus, getting us a great shot of that vertical lift. We were talking about clouds yesterday, how they had that horizontal development and no vertical lift. Well, whenever there's no vertical lift, rain showers are very, very, very limited. But today, when you have that vertical component, well, that allows a few of these showers to form, and then you get brief cyclical showers, which means they build up in strength, and as soon as they peak, they fall apart. And so that's what happened today. So a great shot there down around Lowndes County. Noah in Mooreville submitted this great shot of some of that cirrostratus cloud cover. Again, that thin and wispy cloud cover, but a little bit more dense and a little bit more on those lower levels there towards Mooreville. That was not a sign of rainfall, but it gave a great shot paired with that sunset. Caleb, do you mind moving this picture? I don't know why it did not save over. But Jeff and Nettleton, this was a great shot of the sunset. Take a look at all those vibrant colors. You have those bright oranges at the bottom of your screen just interacting with that moisture there on the horizon. Then you have those reds, those blues popping up. So it was a fantastic shot in Nettleton. Hopefully you guys were like Jeff and getting out this evening to take a witness of that for yourself. And then speaking of Adrian, hey, North Mississippi Storm Chasers showing off tonight with their sky cams. This was in Iuka. This looks straight out of Lion King. Am I wrong? It really I mean, this is an amazing sunset. So start the Sabenya. I don't know how it goes, but yeah, it counts. But a great shot there. So big thank you to the North Mississippi Storm Chasers for just providing us that eye in the sky. And speaking of, another great way they show eye in the sky is Greenwood. 86 degrees, still feels like 95 there. Tower camera over there in Greenwood getting us a great shot of what's going on. Clear conditions for the most part, but you do see some of that cloud cover. We're going to talk about that meteor shower forecast here in just a moment, but hopefully getting a little bit of a break in that cloud cover. 82 feels like 90. Dew point still right around that mid-70 mark, so we're cooling off, but not going to be much cooler than where we sit right now. And same thing towards Winona with that dew point right around 75 as well. Still feels like 95 at, what are we at now? 10-11. Every minute counts, and we are ready for some cooler temperatures, right guys? So hopefully at least getting some of that towards tomorrow morning, but that muggy feeling air definitely still going to highlight our area. Mississippi Live Weather Radar right now shows very little moisture. We're talking about that one isolated shower down there towards Lowndes County. Now, we're shooting that radar beam so high up in the air, more than likely a lot of this not reaching the surface, but hopefully at least a few drops. And if any of our weather watchers are in chat right now and you live in the Lowndes County or Clay County area, let us know what you guys are seeing and kind of give us an eye in the sky right now, and we can find out just what we're expecting, but at least trying to get a few of those light showers forming there at 10 o'clock this evening. We expand things out and you can see where that moisture lies, and it's primarily out there towards the west, and they got quite a bit of rainfall, especially around that Chattanooga area with that flash flood warning still in effect, but all that moisture surging up there towards the Carolinas, and what we'll be left with is a drier forecast, but unfortunately not completely clear. I'm going to transition this over to our satellite imagery of a little bit of that cloud cover. And we talked about how Greenville had a little bit of clearing, same thing up and around Clarksdale, but the rest of us, partly cloudy skies still highlighting a good portion of our area. So we had some people ask in chat, I believe it was Marianne asking about, is it going to be a good forecast? When's the best time to view the meteor shower? The best time to view the meteor shower is whenever it's clear in the sky, because it's going to be so hit or miss overnight, unfortunately, for that peak coverage that we're not going to see the ideal forecast for our meteor shower viewing. And as we take a look at that meteor shower forecast, we have that 10% chance of rainfall as well because of all that moisture that's in the air. Partly cloudy, still around 74 for the start of our Wednesday, so temperatures do progressively get better, but all the more reason to have the Mississippi Live Weather app handy, giving you that live radar analysis for when that cloud cover's reaching a break, and then you guys can head outside and view it. Make sure 15 to 20 minutes away from the light so your eyes can adjust. Don't look at your phone. And more than likely, it's going to be tough to capture a picture, but if you have the right lenses, definitely submit those pictures here at Mississippi Live Weather. But I hope you guys do at least try to take advantage of this. As you can see, we are in that peak coverage, which could be up to 60 meters an hour overnight. That's a meteor a minute. That's easy math. I know we messed up the math on a meteor shower before, but 60 for 60, well, that's equals 1. So 1 meteor shower an hour, and that peak is again tonight. So make sure to get outside and enjoy it. Let's go ahead and walk through Futurecast. And you can see that partly cloudy sky still lingering around the area, but some breaks. I mean, we can see it right there towards Chickasaw, Clay, and Choctaw, this line that tries to develop. So we are going to see at least some better conditions, and especially out there in the Delta. So more than likely, you're going to see that towards Cleveland, Greenville, and Clarksdale, rather than out here towards West Point, Columbus, and Macon. Now, by the time we reach towards that 3-4 o'clock hour, that's actually going to be prime time for viewing because it's pre-dawn. And so you get to take advantage of that, the darkest sky, and you might get a good look at the sky as well because that cloud cover is diminishing. So towards tomorrow morning, a dry forecast in place and a mostly clear forecast in place. With that mostly clear sky, those low temperatures will drop a bit better, but with that moisture still lingering, we're talking mid-70s for a lot of locations where, if you're fortunate, all the way down to low 70s. But as we drop those kids off for school, mid-70s, mid-80s by lunchtime, and by the last spell, we're going to see upper 80s. Now, rain chances do pick up just a bit. We're going to see that 30% coverage as early afternoon, but those chances do linger into mid-afternoon as well. Now, looking at the latest on our Futurecast, this is, Caleb, check me if I'm wrong, this is the latest model run, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the latest model run, and you can see that they are very optimistic, and no complaints here, but very optimistic about those rain chances for our Wednesday morning commute. So if you're commuting up towards Boonville, Corinth, Tupelo, or anywhere in Pontotoc, definitely going to see a few of those pop-up showers. Is it going to be this aggressive? Man, I hope. But more than likely not, as this is a more optimistic model run. But could see a few of those isolated showers for sure. Have that rain gear ready. 9 a.m., those chances do linger, but start to dissipate out just a bit. So what we're left with on the back end is a drier forecast for a short period of time. Because let's go ahead and take this into the afternoon just a bit. And you can see that those showers start to pick up once again, light at first towards the early afternoon, but as we head further into that afternoon, some heavier pockets do develop up over and around Franklin County there towards Alabama, all the way up towards Colbert County, right around Florence. Isolated pockets showing around Marshall and Lafayette County, and even all the way out towards Shelby, Mississippi. I mean, it's going to be active for some, but it's still hit or miss on that forecast, unfortunately, for a lot of locations. You see Wednesday by 6, a large magnitude of those showers and storms primarily around the Mississippi River, with a few pockets of heavier showers out there towards Attala County, and even a few for our Alabama friends. So it's going to be a busy forecast, like I said, for some, but not for everybody, unfortunately. High temperatures out east with all that moisture in the forecast only going to be mid to upper 80s. The rest of us, low to mid 90s. Delta still coming in with the highest temperatures right around that mid 90 threshold. Heat indices right around that heat advisory threshold as well. So that's why heat advisories are in effect for our forecast heading into our Wednesday afternoon all the way up until 7 p.m. Stay hydrated, stay cool will be essential all day long. And even if you're not in that heat advisory threshold, still stay hydrated. Can't be too safe whenever it comes to the heat. But let's go ahead and walk through that Futurecast overnight as well into our Wednesday night and Thursday morning. Those showers still lingering around. So we're talking 30 to 40% coverage even post sunset. And those showers do linger, and a few of those on the heavier side even by midnight. So I expect to be tracking a few of these showers and thunderstorms for Mississippi Live Weather at 10 tomorrow evening. That is a great sentence to say because I love when we have rain, and especially in a time where we are in a desperate need for rain. Those rain chances do linger overnight, and into our Thursday morning, we'll be heading out the door to mostly dry conditions, a few isolated pockets still lingering in the area. As we take that Futurecast out, partly cloudy skies again lingering for our Thursday morning, and as we head towards lunchtime, still on the drier side. So rain chances not going to be nearly as impressive for our Thursday just because it's not the right atmospheric setup. A lot of that moisture shifts away from us. So unfortunately, we're going to be in a drier pattern, but that might be fortunate for some if you're trying to get out and about. Now, that doesn't mean a few isolated showers and storms don't try to form. You see 6 p.m., a heavy portion there around Clay County, another one towards Montgomery County and Grenada County. So atmosphere is still trying to produce a few of these showers and storms, but not going to be nearly the coverage we'll have for Thursday. High temperatures, low to mid 90s across the region, but a few upper 80s sprinkled in there for our northwest Alabama neighbors. And then Tishomingo County coming in with 88 degrees as well. And then as we take a look at heat indices, we're still right around that mid to upper 90 threshold far northeast Mississippi. Triple digits sprinkled in and around the central portion of our viewing area, where out west, still right around that heat advisory threshold. So while those heat advisories do expire tomorrow evening at 7, Don't be surprised to see those extended into Thursday, Friday, and honestly, extended and becoming a bit more widespread for Saturday and Sunday. So forecasted rainfall, whenever we talk about tomorrow, the fact that we have a ½ inch to an inch showing up on our Weather Prediction Center model shows that we are expecting heavy downpours where those showers and storms do form. So that is a great sight to see. But don't be fooled by this graphic. Not everyone is seeing a drop of rainfall tomorrow. We'll still be very scattered, and unfortunately we'll miss a few locations, and a few of us are going to be very disappointed heading into tomorrow evening. It's just that hit or miss summer forecast that we get this time of year. But that flash flood threat, with this being the best chance of seeing rainfall in that marginal risk, as you can see at the top left of your screen. So the lowest end of the spectrum, but definitely at least getting a shot at some of those heavy downpours. Whenever we talk about that Thursday forecasted rainfall, again, not lining up with the models at all. Would expect a little bit more coverage than what we're seeing there, but all the way up to a quarter of an inch. Would not be surprised to see a few outputs around that range. And then let's go ahead and walk through forecasted rainfall by Friday. Still around 1/100 of an inch across the region, so not overly high on those heavy downpours, but still the chance at a few isolated showers. So Wednesday, 40%, Thursday, 30, Friday, 20. So we are starting to diminish heading into the rest of our work week. Saturday and Sunday, it says dry on your screen, but we're still seeing limited, very limited chances of rainfall. And with that very limited chance of rainfall, temperatures starting to climb as well. 96 for your Saturday, 97 by Sunday. So it's going to be hot, it's going to be muggy, and it's going to be that dangerous heat once again. So make sure to stay hydrated all week long, and especially into the weekend. Don't let it stop you from getting out and about. There's just a safe way to do so. So I hope you guys enjoy the forecast, enjoy the rainfall that we're expected to receive. And of course, keep up to date with the Mississippi Live Weather app. I do want to say before we go, Perseid meteor shower, don't forget about it. Peaks tonight, 60 meteors an hour. At least take the time if you're walking out the door at about 5-10 minutes so your eyes can get adjusted. Just stare up at the sky, and more than likely you'll see one if it's clear enough. That's the key part about it. So hopefully you guys get it. And of course, if you do get it, I know we have some great Weather Watcher photographers. Go ahead and submit those pictures here at Mississippi Live Weather. I want tomorrow evening at 5 to just surprise Matt and show him all the meteor pictures that we get. But that's all up to you guys. It's all dependent on you guys. But thank you so much for joining us tonight on Mississippi Live Weather at 10. Again, enjoy the rainfall, enjoy the meteor shower, and we'll be back here tomorrow at 5, 6, and 10 for the very latest on that forecast. And of course, if you need a way to watch the Mississippi Live Weather app, free and available on your app store, iOS and Android today, go ahead and head there, download it, and get the very latest information for your forecast going forward, hourly, 7-day, anything you want, right at the palm of your hand. We thank you again for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here at 5 p.m. tomorrow evening for the very latest on that forecast.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.